Ever feel just completely swamped by the pressure, to nail that big goal?
Oh, definitely. That feeling like if you don't get the outcome you want, it's just game over.
Exactly. So today, we're looking at this really old idea, like 2,000 years old, from the Bhagavad Gita. It's called karma yoga.
Right. And it's kind of like a secret weapon, maybe, for staying effective, but dialing down that stress.
Yeah, finding your footing. It's about finding a different way to approach things, especially when you feel that weight.
That weight of expectation, yeah.
Okay, so imagine this. You're prepping for a really big job interview. You've done the work, you feel ready, but that little voice is there.
Constantly, that loop of, I have to get this job, I need this.
Yes, that tension. That's what we're digging into today. Our mission, really, is to see how karma yoga can help us handle that kind of pressure cooker. Maybe even perform better.
Interesting angle. Because the core idea, and this is from the Gita, chapter 2, verse 47.
Right, I remember looking that up.
It says, you have the right to work, but never to the fruits of work.
Okay, wait. Never to the fruits of work. That sounds a bit harsh. Like, we shouldn't care about results.
Well, that's where the nuance comes in. It's not saying don't care. It points to where we often get tripped up, our intense attachment to specific results.
Yeah, the attachment part.
Exactly. It suggests our main focus should be on the doing, the action itself.
Okay, so how do we square that? How do we put in effort without being, invested in the outcome? It seems contradictory.
It's more about maybe intention versus obsession. You give it your absolute best, you aim for something, sure, but you practice letting go of that tight grip on needing it to be exactly how you planned.
That rigidity. Yeah, I can see how that causes stress.
That's a key source, absolutely.
So let's break it down. Karma yoga is basically what?
It's the practice of doing your work, your actions, with full commitment, but consciously detaching yourself from needing a specific reward or outcome from it.
So you focus fully on the doing.
You commit to the process, yeah, but your well-being, your peace of mind, doesn't hinge entirely on whether you get that exact result.
Okay, like the journey, not just the destination cliche. But maybe it's true here.
Sort of, yeah. Think about gardening. You plant the seeds, right? You water them, you tend the soil. Your actions are crucial. But you can't stand there and force the flower to bloom faster or exactly when you want it to. You trust the process you set in motion.
That makes sense. Okay, so practically speaking, how do you, listening right now, actually apply this? Give us some steps.
Okay, one really effective technique is what you could call the offer it up method.
Offer it up?
Yeah. Before you start a task like that interview prep, you consciously dedicate your effort to something bigger than just getting the job.
Like what?
Maybe frame it as, I'm doing this to share my skills, or this is an opportunity to learn and grow regardless of the outcome. It shifts the focus.
Just that little internal shift. Okay, I like that. What else?
Another one, try the 5-minute detachment drill. After you've done the work, finish the interview or set the report.
Yeah.
Take 5 minutes. Maybe just write down on a piece of paper. I did my part. I gave it my best effort. The result is not in my control.
And then?
Well, some people find it helpful to do something symbolic, like crumple up the paper, tear it, maybe even safely burn it. Just a little ritual to signal release.
A mental reset button.
Okay.
And you mentioned a third one.
Yeah, the process journal. It's simple. End of the day, just jot down maybe 3 things you did where you felt you put in full effort, where you were really present in the doing.
Regardless of what happened after.
Exactly. It trains your brain to value the quality of your effort, not just the outcome, shifting that focus.
Right, focusing on the input, the effort quality. It reminds me, actually, of athletes like Michael Jordan. Didn't he famously say something about failing over and over being why he succeeded?
Absolutely. He was relentlessly focused on the process, the practice, the constant improvement. The wins were almost a byproduct of that dedication to the process.
Okay, so for everyone listening, here's a challenge for this week.
Let's do it.
Pick one thing. Could be small, could be big. Before you start, try that offer it up idea. Dedicate the effort. Then just focus on doing it, giving it your all.
Be present.
And afterwards, consciously do that relief, maybe the 5-minute drill, or just a mental note. I did my part. See how it feels.
Yeah, notice the difference, if any. And hey, we genuinely love to hear about it. Drop us a DM, tell us what happened. We're at Podcast Animal.
No, please do. And here's a final thought to chew on. When we act this way, focusing on the effort, maybe less on the what's in it for me, it feels like something else happens.
What do you mean?
Like maybe the universe or just, life. It tends to reward that kind of selfless effort. Maybe not always directly or how we expect. But there's a different kind of reward there. A deeper satisfaction, perhaps.
That's interesting. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What really opens up for us when our self-worth isn't totally tangled up in achieving specific outcomes.
Powerful stuff indeed. Okay, that's our deep dive for today. Until next time, keep showing up and let go.